basically introduction to microcontrollers, using them to control your environment. This is the Arduino Uno R3. It's the board that comes with the kit. As you can see, that's the microcontroller right there in the center. This Arduino Uno basically breaks that out for you, so that you have access to the different pins much easier. It includes some firmware on there to make programming for it much simpler. And overall, it's a pretty sweet package. It's pretty small, so you can fit it where you need to. There are some limitations on power supply, which I'll get into, but overall, it's a pretty sweet package. This review is kind of going to be mixed of a review of the Arduino Uno itself and the actual starter kit that I got it in. So this is the Uno itself. In the kit you get the Uno. You also get a wooden base and breadboard with it that you actually adhere to it. The Uno itself comes with some bolts, actually bolts right next to it, which is pretty sweet. And the jumper wires have no problems reaching over from the Arduino to the breadboard with this setup, and it keeps everything from coming loose. So that's a pretty neat feature that they included. To save on materials and help the environment, I'm guessing, they actually use this to laser cut some of the other parts that you use. The feet for this actually punched out of here as well, so they were thinking about the environment. I think they were conscious of that. So moving on, that's the Arduino itself. If we take a look at the kit, it says everything you need for your first Arduino projects, and they are not joking about that. This comes with a ton of parts. If you look at the cover, they have some illustrations of some of the stuff that's in here. You really get all that stuff. There really is a motor, a servo, so motor, servo, a piezo, some potentiometers, a MOSFET, a whole bunch of stuff in here. So a bunch of LEDs, more resistors than you'll ever probably need, at least for these projects for sure. There's a whole inventory of what you do get over here. I'll just leave that up for a second. It's a ton of parts. If we actually open it up and take a look inside, probably the most important thing you'll get is the Arduino projects book. This is a very high quality book. It really walks you through, as you can see right there. That's one of the diagrams they use to show you how to actually wire the circuits. There is a schematic down here if you're familiar with how to read electrical diagrams. I've done some electronics work before, but nothing this in depth, so that really would not have helped me much. So I'm glad that they broke it out and made it more accessible with the actual images here. This is one of the later projects where you're using an LCD. This is project 11 out of 15. What you're doing here is actually constructing a magic 8-ball. So there's a tilt sensor, and just as a demonstration, if you went like that with the project, it would randomize the output on the screen and give you one of the classic magic 8-ball responses. So it was pretty cool. You do build up to that gradually, so they don't have you doing anything like that right away. If we look at one of the earlier projects here, let's just start with project 1.